Hello and welcome to Training Tuesday, where we go through weekly tips and tricks to make your career just a little bit more awesome. This week, we are digging into the topic of relaxation guilt, which is something that is felt by a lot of women. Now, this is especially relevant at this time of year because, as I've talked about, I've been doing all kinds of travels, doing all kinds of trips, and in that vein, this comes up for a lot of you. Now, unfortunately, a lot of women feel terribly guilty anytime they take time off or time to enjoy their life and not be working, especially so many of the ambitious women who I work with. And this is something that I hear from clients all the time, right? This pressure that they feel anytime they feel like they're taking their foot off the gas. This is especially true as well for entrepreneurs. So this past weekend, as I've shared, I had a bunch of my business soul sisters in town, these women who we all met through a shared coach, have been in touch over the last year supporting each other in our businesses. And this past weekend, we had a fun meetup here in Denver since the women are from across the US. And as we met up, we talked about a lot of things, many of which not work related, but some of which work related. One of those things being this idea of the guilt we feel when we are not having our foot on the gas in our business, when we are not actively growing our business and thinking about getting to that next level. Because unfortunately, for a lot of us, and I'm sure this might resonate with some of you too, we feel this pressure to always be kind of driving to that next level. We expect our career to be like that straight up line of like just constantly taking off, constantly going to the next thing. But the truth is, that's not a realistic goal for ourselves because we are not robots. We are humans, right? And humans don't constantly function in this go, 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 no breaks kind of situation. They just don't. So if you're expecting yourself to work that way, quit it. It's not going to do you any favors. Because any sort of relaxation guilt you might be feeling, right? That guilt for taking some time off, for not constantly getting to the next level is truthfully doing you no favors. Right? It's not helpful by any means because it's not doing anything to actually get you to the next level. It's not doing anything to make you more productive with the time you are working. All it is doing is sapping the joy from all of the fun moments, right? It's sapping the joy from any of the time that you could be enjoying and embracing your relaxation. And so it's not giving you any favors. All it's doing is making the whole process kind of a little worse. It's not what we want. What we want instead is for you to actually embrace the seasons, to either be on when you're on or off when you're off, to allow yourself to have downtime and have working time, knowing that those two things do not take away from each other. And in order to do that, you have to start by acknowledging that having seasons in your career in any capacity is completely normal. Right? Not only is it normal, but it's actually really important because as we talked about, you're not a robot. You can't be on all the time. You have to allow yourself time to reset and to function so that you can actually keep going. Just like you wouldn't expect someone to be able to run from now and forever, right? We're not all Forrest Gump. You can't just go for it all the time. Sometimes you need a little bit of downtime so that you can actually handle these things. And so I want you to really understand that it's a really important part to have downtime, to be able to function, to be able to embrace relaxation so that you can continue to do. I know this is something that I have found for myself because personally, I know that when I'm constantly trying to be on, I get to the point of diminishing returns in my work, right? I stop being as efficient as I could be because I'm kind of doing this like weird limbo where I'm always kind of doing and it starts to lose its joy and then all of a sudden I'm apathetic. Not good. Not what we want, right? We all need that time to reset and to function because burnout shows through otherwise. And so that's why my tip for you this week is all about that. It's about embracing the seasons. It's about starting to challenge some of this relaxation guilt. And it's about asking yourself this one very important question, which is, what is one thing I can do this week to actually give myself permission to relax, right? Schedule one thing on your calendar this week that's going to be your downtime that you allow yourself to completely embrace and feel no guilt about, right? Maybe it's going to this yoga class and not making yourself, feel bad about going midday. Maybe it is, I'm going to go on this walk and I'm not going to make that business call. I'm actually just going to call my friend and catch up with them because I've been really wanting to do that. So what is one thing that you're going to add to your calendar this week that is going to be a no guilt time of relaxation? Doesn't have to be big, but it has to be something. So I want you to start with that exercise because it is a great place to start. And I would love to hear from any of you. If this concept of relaxation guilt hits close to home, leave me a comment or give me a thumbs up to tell me that this is true to you, because I know it resonates for a lot of people, right? So I'd love to hear from you. But in the meantime, get relaxing and, of course, happy working.